Assalamu alaikum and welcome back to the channel. This is Red Dissection. I'm breaking down Manchester United victory against Fulham in the Premier League opener. It was a similar match to the Community Shield. In patches, United dominated. In patches, we were broken upon, especially with Adama Traore, troubling Martinez to start off, and also Dalo. I think they got to grips with him pretty decently. Even in the first half, I thought they stifled that end of Fulham attack quite easily. Overall, I think United weren't consistent, but they had plenty of big chances, four of them, and they should have easily breezed past Fulham if they've taken the chances, especially Bruno Fernandes. Also, right at the very end, Garnacho missed an open goal. So the scoreboard could have easily read 3-0 or 3-1. But I think United will be happy with the fact that we kept a clean sheet. The likes of MAZRAOI, DELIGT, they got their debuts, they played well. ZIRKZEE had a stellar performance as a substitute and obviously made the difference with his goal in this match. Coming to statistics, United had marginally more of the ball, but it was quite even Stevens, to be honest. Fulham dominated both the halves in the first 20 minutes of each half. I thought they were good with the ball, and I think it was down to their emotional outburst that the manager also pointed it out in the after-match press conference and the interview that they were going gung ho and breaking the pattern they used to keep United under control. And I thought that they lost the game there. In the match, a slugfest and a slobber knocker going blow to blow with United. I thought they lost the momentum and control of the match. And United are always good in terms of transitions and when they have opportunity and space to go behind them, especially the likes of Casemiro and Bruno when they are in form, they're able to find passes and forwards in spaces. I thought Mazraoui gave an exemplary performance, both as a defensive fullback, but also in terms of making those high impact progressive passes. I thought that was the difference in this match because from the fullbacks we were not clamped down and we weren't easy to press against like we usually are with the likes of Wan Bissaka and of course Luke Shaw as well. I thought that played into our hands, and of course coming to the goal, it was a wonderful move. Bruno with an exceptional turn, then passing it out to ZIRKZEE, who made room for himself in midfield. Obviously, Rashford also made a good run just to take the defenders with him and give that space to ZIRKZEE. And he gave a simple ball to Casemiro, I thought. And then he gave it to Garnacho, who played a hopeful ball. It wasn't the best of balls into the box, but it found the target and ZIRKZEE tapped it in. It was a smart, quick finish. He didn't have much time to, take control of the ball, and it was a snappy finish, instinctive finish. And I think overall, I thought he looked impressive in terms of his hold up, in terms of his build up. Lovely, snappy passes, and first touch was immaculate as well. I thought that was a good debut for ZIRKZEE. Coming to player ratings, Andro Nana gets a decent score because of the clean sheet. He didn't have much trouble. I thought he was bailed out by his defenders a couple of times, especially Martinez. However, I thought his game was decent, nothing spectacular, and no errors to report. MAZRAOui was one of the candidates from being man of the match. I thought he was impressive going forward with his progressive passes, some risky passes. Also, his movement with the ball and off the ball were excellent. His defensive play was also impressive. His ability to defend against fast fingers was always under scrutiny. I thought he did well in this match, and it's a good start. I hope he builds on this and takes the momentum forward into the next match. Harry Maguire continued his rock-solid performance. He was exceptional in one of the counter-attacking scenario for Fulham, and he got the last-ditch interception that saved us going behind. I thought that was impressive. Overall, I thought he was dominating Muniz, and that was a good contest. He wasn't exposed with fullbacks really protecting their centre back, so I thought that was a good game for Harry Maguire. Martinez struggled to begin with, especially against Adama Traore, who showed him a clean pair of heels. First counter-attacking move of the match. I thought he looked a little shook. After that, I thought he grew into this match, especially after going in another one-on-one with Adama Traore and actually coming out on top. And use of the ball wasn't that great. I thought he had so much time on the ball, so much possession. He didn't create too much. I think he's still regaining his confidence, and I think with his foot injuries, I think it'll take time to get snapped back in his passing. I think that was a good showing for Martinez. Diogo Dalot is as consistent as they can be a Manchester United player. I think he's one of the most reliable players. He struggled against Traore in the first 15 minutes, but overall I thought he dealt with it well. He grew into the match like Martinez did, and I thought he stamped out any kind of mistakes from his game. His movement and use of the ball was decent. Nothing spectacular. I like to see him use his left foot more, I know he's predominantly right-footed, but I think he can whip some crosses with his left foot as well. I think that will add more threat to his game if he's playing on that left back position. Coming to midfield, man of the match, Casemiro was exceptional, especially in attacking phases. He was pinging passes, heading the ball through the eye of the needle stuff, especially finding Bruno with that through ball, first time through ball as well. I thought he deserved an assist or two, and overall, I think his defensive game was also good. Apart from a couple of mistakes, he missed time tackles. He was exceptional in his covering and his ability to break down the counter attacks. I thought it was good. Obviously, in the second half, we were a little stretched, and you could see the gaps coming in our midfield, especially behind Bruno Meno as well as Casemiro. But overall, his game has improved over the last 12 months or so, and I think that is good to see. And obviously, we want someone like Casemiro, someone of his ilk and his stature, to play at the level that he deserves. Sadly, he's showing that in the last two matches. Kobe Meno again was impressive in the first half. Really delicate, silky feet, electricity with the ball. His movement was good. Of course, he still lacks the killer instinct that I like him to have. I think he can be more progressive, be more enterprising from midfield, especially with the insurance of Casemiro alongside him. But overall, I thought he looked good. Obviously, in the second half, he's still getting to his peak fitness. He's still on the journey after the Euros campaign. So I'd expect him to get better as he gets more miles under his feet. Amad Diallo had an impressive start to the match. Was bright in the first half, but I thought his confidence started dwindling in the second half. He was misplacing passes. He was a little tardy in tracking back. I thought he knew that he was the one to be hooked off, even though Rashford was having a terrible game. I think that is playing on his mind. Even after winning the match, in the post-match scenes, you could see that he wasn't too happy. I think that is playing on his mind. I think he should just put it behind him, just focus on his game, try to get those assists and goals that will make it impossible for the coach to drop him. I still think that Erik ten Hag has something against him. Going to pick Garnacho and Rashford once Garnacho finds full fitness. So I'll wait to see that. Definitely in this match, I thought his second half performance wasn't good, and he needs to buckle up and he needs to keep the head high and keep performing on the pitch in the next match. Bruno Fernandes was also decent. He should have scored multiple goals in this match. He had some great opportunities one-on-one with the keeper. He wasn't clinical, but apart from that, his passing was decent. To begin with, he was frustrating. I thought that old Bruno was back, trying Hollywood risky passes every time. But I thought in the second half and over the span of 90 minutes, he was sedated. He was more controlled in his play. His movement was excellent. I think if he had buried one of those chances, his game would have elevated even further. But overall, a decent outing for Bruno. Marcus Rashford had a terrible game. Don't get me wrong, he seems to me that he's trying, he's tracking back, he's running in, he's trying to find his space, and his off the ball movement is also getting better. But I think he still lacks confidence. He's still not looking up. He's still not finding those passes. And contrast with somebody like Amad Diallo, even Garnacho, who's much more confident in taking on his man. I think Rashford is missing chances. He's missing opportunities to get goals. And I think it's playing on his mind. I think he needs to be dropped. There's no playing him into form. I think he needs to be dropped, and Garnacho and Ahmad should start in the next match. Mason Mount was the most disappointing story of the night. I don't think there's any place for him in the starting lineup. He could be a squad player because we're not gonna sell him in this summer window for sure. So I think he doesn't deserve to start, and he doesn't offer anything in any aspect of attacking play. His pressing is decent. He still runs around. On the ball, he's insignificant, and his presence on the field is pointless to a degree. I think he should be put out of his misery, and ZIRKZEE now, after getting this goal, he should start in the next match. Coming to substitution, and with the start of the match winner, ZIRKZEE, scoring his first goal on his debut at Old Trafford, facing the Stretford and getting that winner in the second half. It is fairy tale stuff for him. I thought his overall game looked impressive. His first touch was immaculate. His snappy passes, some quick tricks and flicks. He looks impressive, to be honest. And I think with his kind of play, when he's playing that withdrawn role and linking midfield and the strikers and forward. Could also pair up with Hoyland quite easily. I think Hoyland with his pace and running behind the defense, I think he could be helped with someone like ZIRKZEE who wants to link up play and get involved in that build-up. And I think it was an impressive performance, one of the more impressive performances that I've seen from our signings in the last few years. Alejandro Garnacho again brought a lot more energy, impetus in our game when he came on. Should have scored that goal in the final minute. I still don't understand how he missed that. I think he took his eyes off the ball and he was afraid of colliding with the keeper. But it was a simple tap in on his left foot. Overall, I thought he was boisterous, he was industrious, he was running, constantly terrorizing his fullback, but also giving away the ball quite cheaply. I thought to begin with, he struggled with that. A couple of counter-attacks he conceded. We could have conceded goal on one of those counter-attacks, so he needs to be careful with that. But obviously, he got the assist and overall a good performance from Garnacho. Matthijs de Ligt, I got 10 minutes or so in his debut for Manchester United. I thought he looked impressive. Obviously, McAvoy was having a good game. De Ligt showed his presence, his physical stature on the field. He stamped his authority, certainly. He had to face a couple of shaky situations, and I thought he did well in all of those. And I think it was a good start for him. We just need him to get to full fitness, and definitely I think we'll see good performances for him. Of course, his lack of pace is a problem, but I think with fullbacks like MAZRAOI, who has plenty of pace himself, I think that could be compensated for. I look forward to him starting in the next match. Johnny Evans came on in late, played left centre back position. Martinez went to left back position. I thought he was solid. Nothing of note, nothing errant about his play. He kept the game simple, gave simple passes away, didn't make it too complicated, didn't give the ball away. Obviously, he came in the fag end of the match. After we scored, we just had to hunker down and just keep them out, and we did that solidly. And Johnny Evans sadly helped in that. Scott McTominay looked obsolete, looked out of his place, out of his depth. He was getting into the box, don't get me wrong, could have gotten that goal, but he doesn't have a place in this team. Take that opportunity to go to Italy. I think he could thrive under Conte at Napoli. He's kind of player, physical, fast, good shot on him, and get few goals in the box. So I think he'd do well if he gets the transfer. He's done decently for academy player, but he needs to move on in a jiffy for sure. The manager Erik ten Hag, a similar performance to the Manchester City game. I thought his setup was decent. Of course, we struggled to break down the Fulham defense, and that is down to the players as much as the manager. Of course, he needs to drop the likes of Rashford, and that is completely down to him. He keeps on playing here and keeps on disappointing us. I think that's his call and his neck on the line. But apart from that mistake and taking up Ahmad and not Rashford, I thought he did okay. Obviously, he brought on ZIRKZEE. I think he could have brought him a bit earlier, but he did bring him on, and he got the goal. Obviously, he gets the credit for that move as well. The structure of United is slightly better in terms of us pressing from the front, and we are creating chances. But I think that is more down to accident than design. I think we are playing some good football, but it's not consistent enough, and we certainly don't have the control. Even in this match, I thought Fulham had more control of the match. He said that we aren't ready physically, the team isn't ready, and the new players will take time. So we wait and see, especially in the next match against Brighton. I think that will be a good test as to where we stand and what kind of improvements we have made in the squad as well as in the team over the summer. The focus now again shifts to the transfer market. There's still a couple of weeks to go, 10 to 12 days more. I think we need to have Ugarte and Amrabat, and if possible, another fullback in the left back position. So the dream signing would be Frankie de Jong, but I don't think that's going to happen, even if there are rumors in the grapevine. I think the important signings are Ugarte and Amrabat. If we can get two midfielders in that position to help the team out, as well as get a fallback for Luke Shaw and Malacia, who I don't think is going to play for the next couple of months anyway. Dalot and Mazraoui can do a good job, and they can certainly fill in for now, but I think we need a proper left back. But I don't think Luke Shaw, he seems to have missed like 264 games in the last 10 years, both club and country, and that's too much. I think he's shown that he cannot be relied upon. I think we need to move on. I think we need to get a proper fullback. If not in this summer window, then certainly in the next summer window, and get Luke Shaw out of the club. So we are off to a good start, a decent performance. We could have gotten more goals. We had the opportunities, and certainly it would have looked way better than a 1-0 win. But of course, a win is a win and a clean sheet to begin with. Thank you for watching. Keep sharing the videos, keep commenting, and please join us for the Red Prep Show before the Brighton match. Until then, take care. Do go pray for Palestinians, all the oppressed people all across the globe. Assalamu alaikum.